Right. Hey.
お願いします。
お願いします。よっ。うん。Down. And side to side. Hey, keep the shoulder. There it goes one way. And the other way. Hey, arms. And back. Front and back. So, open and close. Hey, waves. Side. Hey, tapping one side. Arm. Hey, inside. Hey, both sides. In the middle of the chest. Sides. Top of the shoulders. Taking deep breaths. And on the back. With the children class, we always tell them that they can make a sound here. They can go. That's only on the back of the body. Okay. And on the outside of the legs. On the inside of the legs. Once again, outside of the legs. Inside of the legs. Back again. And on the back of the legs. And the front. One time, the back. And the front. And up and down. Front and back. Open and close. All right, side. Indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's up. Down, forward, and down. Right. It's together. Circles, one way. Circles the other way. Right. Sides, one side, and the other side. One side, side, one side, other side. Front and back. Front, back, front, back. Open your toes and down. We mentioned this yesterday and we work a little bit again today. When you're coming down, this one, try to pull from your back, open using your scapula, not only your shoulders, but your upper back muscles, your scapula. And when you come up, try to round your scapula as much as you can. Again, but focus on your back muscles, rounding your scapula and going down, pulling back your scapular muscles. And coming up, rounding your scapula, round, 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 coming down, pulling back your scapular muscles. One up again, round, round, and back. Good. And your hips. Go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look in front and your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain to the other side. Your knee. 1. Take a move forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And leg in circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside leg in circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opening and lowering. Opening your knees. And loosen your hands. Open your knees. Lower your hands. Open knees. And down. Pivot to one side. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, and down. Pivot. Pull. And keeps up. Keeps down. Keeps up. Keeps down. Keeps up. Oh, and your spine up. Shoulder, head. And the other side. Open your legs. Side to side. And going lower on one side. And going lower on the other side. Toes up, one side. Toes up, the other side. Hands in front, on the side. Hands the other side. Right side. Oh, you get it? Okay. Now maybe you have to turn around to do this one. So arabesque. Okay, and Cossack. One. Arabesque. And Cossack. Two. Arabesque. And Cossack. Three. Arabesque. Cossack. Four. Arabesque. Cossack. Five. Change to the side. Arabesque. Cossack. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Legs. Goes down. Take them forward. And back. Going forward. Back. Forward. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Walking back. Inchworm. And coming up. And coming down. Walking forward. Forward, 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 forward. Hips back. Up. Back. Forward. Up. Down. Walking forward. Forward, forward. Back. Up. Back. Up. Go. Down. Forward. So back stretch. Forward again. Downwards dog. And now feeling each foot and walking on each foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So hips down again. And hips turning one side. Then the other side. One side. The other side. One side. And the other side. Side, side. And left foot in front. And going forward. Moving back. Going 90 degrees out. And crossing in front of you. And stretch back. And to the side. Forward. Back. 90 degrees. Crossing in front. And stretching back. And One more. Forward. And back. If you can. That's opening 90 degrees. Hands in the middle. And crossing. And pass. Last one. On the side. Forward. Back. Keeping as much as you can. 90 degrees. Cross. And back. Oh, on your hands and knees. One arm passing through. And stretch to one side. Hey, the other side. Arm passing through. Stretch. Again, arm passing through. Stretch. To the side. Arm passing through. Stretch. Go knee up. Knee same side. Okay, arm goes up. And elbow goes down. It's the one on the same side of your leg. It's opposite. Arm up. And elbow goes down. One. Once again, breathing in, breathing out. Two. Up. Three. Change to the other side, same leg, same arm. And that arm goes up, down, up, two, down, up, three, down, and back switch. So during the week, we've been working a lot with striking and the different the three different variations. We did the continuity from last week. We also introduced, the three ways of striking with a step and a couple with a slide. But last week we were working a lot. We were working a little bit on the footwork of that, and also I can't remember now if in the Friday class we talked about the striking hand and the pulling hand. Otherwise, we will review it a little bit today. But this week we continue studying several techniques from those three exercises. But this week we've also been focusing on equally important, although not as much as for us, but for striking arts, the very important elements of how to make a fist properly, how to use the knuckles properly, and how to keep stability on your wrist. So first of all, let's just check the general health of our wrist, which is what we were doing the other day. So let's just start with Nikyo, just basic exercises. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side, Nikyo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now Yubi Dori with your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kote Gaeshi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shake. Ubi Undo. Shaking hands up and down, up, down, hands up, down. Okay. So next one, just basically checking the health of your wrist again, putting your hands just down, and this time walk yourself forward, putting weight on the wrist, and removing the weight of the wrist. Putting weight on the wrists, and removing the weight, putting weight on the wrists, removing the weight, putting weight on the wrist, removing the weight. Okay. So now facing outsides. Okay. And basically doing the same thing. Removing the weight, putting some weight, moving the weight, putting some weight, removing the weight, putting some weight. Good. So now this time inwards. Okay. The fingers facing inwards, and the same thing. Moving your foot, your body, from one side to the other, just putting a little bit of weight and removing weight. Weight, putting a little weight. And so good. So now this time, just put your palm down, okay? One of them, palm down. The second hand is going to basically pin the hand on top. And now you're going to try to rotate, your elbow from the inside of your body to the outside of your body, okay? Trying to keep your wrist pinned down and just rotating the elbow from the inside of your body to the outside of your body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change to the other side. Down and down. Spinning. Get your hand and rotating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Okay. Elbows together, hands together. Rotating wrist one direction. 9, 10, the other direction. 8, 9, 10. Arms out and up and down. Once again, elbows in, arms out, up, down. One more time, elbows in, out, up, down. Okay, so next one. Okay, we're just going to work through our different joints, from the arm. So stick your elbow on your hip, okay, grab your forearm, and I just try to, without moving the forearm at all, try to rotate only your wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other side. Stick your elbow in, grab your forearm, rotate your wrist. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So now try to keep your elbow not moving very much, and you can rotate your wrist, but your forearm is going to rotate with it a little bit. So wrist and forearm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now we're going to use the wrist, the forearm, and the elbow. Okay, so 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now we're going to use the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, and the shoulder. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now the last one is we're going to use the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, the shoulder, and the scapula. So on this one, make sure to also use your back muscles. Okay, you're going to pull with your scapula, not only with your shoulder. So before it was like the shoulder rotating, now it's going to be the scapula pulling. Okay, so the scapula has to also pull in this one. Okay, so you're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 joints. Okay, so everything together and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Okay, so that is basically the use of all your upper level joints from the wrist all the way to the scapula. Okay, so after that, what we did was just a little bit of stability, trying to find a little bit of stability of your wrist. So we work on a little bit making a correct fist. So remember, open your hands, put your fingers as close as possible to the base of your fingers, roll them around. Okay, now your thumb basically locks the index finger and the middle finger. Okay, now you're coming down towards the mat. Okay, hopefully you have a mat, because if you just have a wooden floor or something like that, it's going to hurt a lot. So just apologies for that. Keep your thumb, your fist vertical for the moment. Okay, your thumb is up, not horizontal. Just keep them vertical. Put them down, and then find your index and middle knuckle. Okay, so not your pinky and annular knuckles, your index and middle knuckle. So just kind of be in there and try to put a little bit of weight and just see how much stability you have on the wrists. Okay, see if you have some stability on the wrist. Okay, so just holding there the way you're on your knees, so it should be not too bad. Okay, just hold the weight and just find stability on the wrists. Okay, coming back again. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing, but if possible, again, if you're on the mat, it should be fine. If you're in carpet, maybe it's okay. If you are in hard floor, it will hurt. So just see how you go, but you're going to go from your knees off into your toes. Okay, try to keep those wrists nice and stable, and try to find those knuckles. So once again, make a fist on the base of your hand, lock it with the thumb, index and middle, thumb down. Okay, for the moment, keep it vertical, the fist. Find the correct knuckles. Okay, and now this time, go up and make a big base and try to just stay and hold. Okay, just hold that position. Okay, it's more than anything trying to find how much stability we have on those wrists, especially if we lean on those two knuckles. Okay, the index and middle knuckle. Right. It's a little bit of exercise as well as if you want for your core exercises. It's not really the point of the exercise at the moment. It's more to find stability, but otherwise come back. All right. So now next one is the one that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay, and depending on your condition, you may want to do it on your knees or on your toes. But basically, I want to demonstrate first. So you're going to find your place. If you are on your knees, you're going to raise one side, put it down, raise the other side, put it down. So you're not punching. You are just removing one hand to kind of make more difficult or require more stability on the other hand, just to stay in place. So it's not a punching exercise, it's a stability exercise, okay? So if you do it on your knees, it's fine, just modulate the weights that you can put, to kind of keep the stability. What we are trying to prevent is for the wrist to kind of wobble, okay, and then go. That's the dangerous part, okay? If you do it on your toes, okay, you can have a big base, which usually makes it a little bit easier. It's like a plank. The bigger the base, the easier the plank, okay? Because if you make a narrow base, then it's going to be more difficult to keep the stability, okay? So on your knees or on your toes, and if you do it on your toes, you can have your bigger base. But if you want to have a smaller base, just be careful, because it's going to be more difficult, and it's going to be a harder exercise, all right? So, okay, as again, open your hands, make a good fist from the base of your hand, close it, lock it with the thumb, okay, index finger, middle finger, coming down vertical, find your two knuckles, okay, and now choose if you're going to do it on your toes or on your knees, okay, right? And once you have chosen, just hold there, and now raise one side, put it down, raise the other side, put it down, raise one side, put it down, raise the other side, put it down, raise one side, down, the other side, down, one side, down, the other side, down, knees down and relax. All right. So if you really want to, okay, challenge this, obviously, people who conditions their hands, like other people for striking things, you can always do it in harder surfaces. It becomes more and more and more difficult. So, you start in hopefully in a soft surface, and progressively you add weight, like as we were doing, and progressively you move to harder surfaces. So now that we are in that position, maybe again, just to kind of stability with a bit of strength from those fists, push up. We're going to kind of try to do a few push-ups on that position. Now that we are doing that, again, a little bit of stability on the wrist, but more importantly, let's see if we can do a few push-ups from that position. Okay, you can do it on your knees or you can do it on your toes. Okay, but try to see if you can again make a good fist, find the right knuckles, have good stability, and now do a few push-ups with that position. All right, so let's go again. Fists, locking. Find the correct knuckles. Find your base for your feet, and let's go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So good. All right. So once again, for all of us softies, having mats and being able to do these exercises on mats obviously provides a very different experience than if you were on carpet, or let alone if you were actually on the wooden floor. Okay. So we've been doing exercises with the vertical fist as opposed to the horizontal fist. Just for a matter of time, we're going to move on during the week. We also practice the idea of the vertical fist. We're possibly going to do a little bit now, but sorry, of the horizontal fist, how the fist travels from horizontal to horizontal, and then try to do these exercises in horizontal position. Just a little bit more difficult because as soon as you start to make the fist horizontal, even if it's a little bit, your elbow departs slightly from your center, and obviously that produces a different experience on the capacity for me to hold. The elbow should not depart too much from your center. Okay, should depart a little bit, but not too much. Okay, but even that little bit of departure from the center line makes the entire alignment of these exercises a little bit more challenging. So later on, if you want to have time, go through the same set of exercises carefully by then producing a horizontal fist as opposed to a vertical fist, and repeat the same exercises. Just be aware that your elbow should not flare up too much, and the more it flares, the more it's going to be difficult, to maintain your center line. Okay, but let's stand up. Okay, and let's just go once again to the basic practice that we did last week in terms of the 3 type of skis that we were doing. So when you step and strike at the same time, step and strike. Okay, when you slide and strike with the opposite hand, slide and strike with the opposite hand. And when you slide and strike with the front hand, strike with the front hand. So 3 types of strikes. One is stepping and striking, the other one sliding and striking with the back hand, and the other one sliding and striking with the front. Okay, let's just get the footwork first, and then we'll review a couple of things of the strike that we did do. So let's do oi ski first. So 1, and back again, 2, and back again, 3, back, 4, back, 5, and back, change foot. Okay, stepping, strike, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Flat. Change foot. This time sliding strike, striking with the back hand. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change foot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change foot. Same thing, sliding, striking with the front hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And well, that's the basic idea of understanding the steps and the hands. Okay, the stepping one hand, the sliding back hand, the sliding front hand. So those 3 basic exercises we've been doing already for a couple of weeks. Now, I don't think I mentioned this last week. There will be a couple of things, well, there will be many things to notice when doing the strike. Okay, for example, the corking action of the fist at the end, or the careful not hyperextension of the elbow. Okay, so those things are very, very important. Especially, for example, the non-hyperextension of the elbow. So you're not hyperextending the arm, you are keeping always the arm slightly bent, okay, avoiding a complete straight arm. So those things are important. One thing that is a little bit more important for us is something that striking practice that also brings, which is that, sure, there is the striking hand, in this case, for example, that one, boom, my right hand, but there is also the pulling hand, okay? So in this case, this hand strikes and the other one pulls. And it's by the action of both that the strike generates some of its power. So if you imagine, as in Kata Dori, for example, if I was practicing with Irena and I was doing Kata Dori, okay, Irena here, right? If I was going to strike with this hand and I don't move that hand, it will look something like that. That's me just striking with the striking hand. If I was just going to pull Irena, it would look something like that. I would pull Irena towards me. Pull Irena towards me. Now, if I put those 2 together, the strike will look something like that. This hand pulls, this hand strikes. This hand pulls, this hand strikes. Okay? So that is the 2 sides of the 2 hips working. One hip goes forward with the strike, one hip goes back with the pull. So that one goes forward and strikes, this one goes back and pulls. Okay? So the harmony of those 2 actions, okay, is important. Okay? And it's important because in our basic practice, for example, let's say when you do it in Minage, you enter here. And then you do it in Minage. This hip is going to enter, fine. No problem. That hip is entering because this arm is entering. But there is not going to be power unless this hip opens. Okay, he enters, this one enters, boom, and this one opens. Okay, then Chinage, Fosagaeshi, etc. This one hip enters, fine, but another hip has to open harmoniously in order to kind of create that power. Otherwise, only half of the body is doing the job, and the other half of the body is not doing the job. Okay, so if we go back again to this, let's do 5 exercises on each side. And let's focus first on the striking hand and then on the pulling hand and so on. So stepping strike, focus on the striking hand. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same foot. Now focus on the pulling hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now see, you do the same side. Now see if you can focus on both hands, the striking hand and the pulling hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change the other foot. Same thing, striking hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change foot. Okay, opposite hands. Okay, sliding opposite hand, striking hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the side. Striking hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change side. Front hand, front foot. Striking hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change. Last one. Striking hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And okay. So basically that is the basic set of exercises that we were doing in order to understand a little bit more about those three types of strikes. Obviously, then we did a whole bunch of our own Aikido techniques, just meeting that type of strike. And we noticed the very strong similarities. There's not much that changes, but also some of the differences mainly related to the capacity of uke to respond, because sometimes one foot will be in front versus another one. That provides certain capacity or difficulty for uke to respond. But also the distance concept, okay? Because remember, the striking form that requires a step is going to cover an enormously bigger distance, which could be good or bad. It could be bad because the uke can attack from further away, but it could be good for nage because basically uke is doing all the job. Uke is just moving and covering all of that space themselves, all right? The sliding type of strikes require to start in a much shorter distance because your slide is going to be much smaller than your step. So it requires a much closer beginning form, which may make them feel much faster simply because they are closer. Okay. And the nage has to be aware of that proximity, of how that ma'ai or that distance changes from setting up a striking exercise with a step versus when it is a striking exercise with a slide. Okay, so the good thing about this exercise with a slide is that we need to bring that awareness of that ma'ai into our practice. And number two, that the uke covers less space by doing that. Therefore, the nage has to do the job, which is kind of always the point, for nage to work on that. So that's the good thing. But anyway, so that's kind of a little bit how everything unpacks. So if you practice strikes with a step, be aware of distance and be aware that uke is moving quite generously. If you practice strikes with a slide, may be aware that that has to start from a much more shorter distance. Uke will feel that it's moving faster. It is not moving faster, it's just coming closer. Okay, so you have to be aware of that. But the good thing is that you as nage, you actually have to be much more awake, so you can actually do the technique properly. Okay, let's finish up. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. 最後、breathing in, breathing out. はい。はい。はい。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much.